April 17th, 2021. It is almost 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're doing a live sewing chat today where I'm going to be working on my project as well as chatting with you guys. So we're going to wait for people to come in. I'm a couple minutes early and I still need to pull you all up on my cell phone. Let's see. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel as well as hit the notification bell. And I can see I got my cord in front of my camera. Much better. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight. If you got any questions, you can also post those in the chat box. Hopefully I'll see it. If not, I'm sure some of the other Teaquilters that are watching will also comment. I also had the live scheduled at 7 p.m. tonight. For some reason, I hit the wrong time. So sorry about that to those that were in here earlier. So we're just going to wait for people to come in. Looked like it was a lot of people here at 7. Maybe we need to change our time, huh? But I put this one at 9 for people that were on the West Coast. But we shall see how many people we get today. Let's see, starting at 8:44. Quilt Gal says, hi to everyone from Chile, Maryland. Judy Plaster says, I got my blocks on Thursday. Thank you. You're welcome, Judy. Lizette Zaya says, hello, T and friends. Betsy is here saying hello all. Happy Saturday. Beth Buellard says, yay. Hi, T. Diane 57, she was the one that called me. I had just got out the tub. So she had called me to let me know that my chat was stating it was going live at 7. So thank you, Diane, for that. She says, good evening. Darcy Savali is here. She says, hi, T and all. Back 2 hours later. Yay! Vicky Lemire says hello. Kim Burris says, hey, T and everyone. Gotta cut my fan on. Let's see. Beth Buellard also says round 2, laughing out loud. Darlene Crosby says, hey, everybody. Hi, T. I received my blocks, and they're all really nice. Thank you, Darlene. Glad you got your blocks as well. Teresa McCormick says, hello, T and T Quilters. Kevin the Quilter is here. He says, my friend, Miss T. Evening, T Quilters. Janice Miller says, worth waiting for. Hello, T and T Quilters. Roberta also says, hi, T and all my T Quilter friends. Let's see. Stella Dua says, hello, everyone from Virginia. Hello, Stella. Welcome to the channel. Jackie K says, happy dance once again. She must have been here earlier, too. Barbara Polk says, hi there. I'm back, too. Darcy says, I got my blocks also. I love them. Well, thank you for letting me know. A couple people did email me, but I haven't checked or responded to any emails today. I just got, like, notifications. I tend to do that when I'm at my desktop because typing on my cell phone is like crazy. It's always trying to make me say stuff I'm not trying to say. So I just don't even do it anymore. Beth says, I was watching you processing the crazy quilt. We'll finish when we're done here. Damali J says, hi, Miss T and Quilters. I made it. 9:58 Eastern Standard Time. Yay. It is bad for people on the East Coast starting at 9. I do realize that it's 10 o'clock. My brother Ray Mahone says, hi, sis and everyone. Hope everyone is staying safe. Suzette Washington says, hi, y'all again. She must have come back, so thank you for coming back, Suzette. Let's see. And I think I'm done. Most people are saying hi to each other. We just got Judy. Judy popped in here. Says, hello, T and everyone. And Sheila Willis also says, good evening, T and Quilters. A little chilly here in Tennessee. Now, we've been having some, to me, really good days. I kind of like it when it's like windbreaker, jacket weather, stuff like that. 60s, 70s. I'm okay with that. It's when it gets really hot or too cold. So I'd rather have cold over 95 degrees though. So So let's see. And Diane's been shopping. Gail Mimi of 6 says hi from Illinois. Hi Gail, welcome to the channel. And it's all your fault. It's not my fault. You're over there shopping. I don't shop over there. Dorsey says it was nice here today, about 55. And anybody asking to join the Teaquilts group on Facebook, I'll take care of all of that after I'm done with live or tomorrow. It just depends on how tired I am tonight. I tend to just stick with one social media platform for the most part, unless I'm going to look for something for you guys. Betsy says, I'm right there with you on the temps, T. Yes. Bonita Nance is in here, says, hello, Miss T and everyone. Hi, Bonita. Welcome. And Sin Forrest says, hi, Miss T and everyone. So, hi, Sin. Welcome. So, again, I'm working on a project that I did not cut. And I am having some issues with, like, some of the strip sets weren't cut correctly. And I don't really think that these were cut on a die cutting system because the strips aren't correct. And I'm also working with such small little pieces. But this was a project that my friend Diana passed. She was working on this. I've been working on it for the past 3 lives, I think. I missed 1 week, but I still worked on it anyway. And this is how the quilt looks. It's not going to end up looking like this, but I just want to show you a photo. Whoops. Gotta hold it at the top. So it's just the Be Gone surround quilt top, and then they put circles, applique circles in the middle. I may put the applique circles in the middle. I'm just waiting to see when I get it done if I still want to do that. I definitely will not be putting these appliques around the edge. She didn't give me that. She had her kit already cut, and then she had everything in it, but it did not have the pieces for the applique portions. It didn't have the circle either, but I know I can just make a circle and put in there. So what I've been doing in past weeks is there are different parts you've got to do, so I've been completing parts. And today I'm working on part 4, although I did skip and do, I think I did part 5 maybe, I can't remember. I did skip one part and I've already got those sewn together. That's why I skipped it. So today I'm going to be making, I've already started part of it. I've got to make a lot of 9 patches. Let's see how many they're telling us total. So that's 20. So I need a total of 68 9 patches in different configurations. So I'm working on, let's see. This is what I'm currently making, is these little 9 patches minus this brown piece. And so I'm making 24 in this configuration. I've already got those 24 done. So I've sewed this piece onto one side. In part 1, I made these little 4-patch units, and then I also sewed a piece onto that side. So now I'm going to be making these into blocks. So that's currently where I'm at. And I need 24 of this configuration. And then if I get these done, because I'm chatting with you guys, then I'll show you. I have other 9 patches that I need to make in different configurations. So let's see who else has come in while I was doing the intro to what's going on tonight. Darcy is also reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I go live and or when I upload a video. Deborah Quilts is here. Hey, Deborah. Judy Plaster says, T, I got my locks on Thursday. We'll have to watch the rerun because I have to drive home. I don't know if she was talking Thursday. I'm trying to figure out, was I live Thursday? I was live on Wednesday. And I don't know if she's driving home now or what. So I'm just a little confused by the comment. But congratulations on your locks. C-Rack says, hello fellow quilters and T. Hello to you as well. And Cynthia Shade says, good evening to all from Chicago. Deborah also says, hello, T and all Teaquilters. Let's see. Gail says, just hit the like button. Let's all try it for T. Thank you, Gail. Thumbs up from Sin Forest as well. Dee Dee Hansen is here. Says Dee Dee Hansen here from Michigan. Claudette Bettis is here saying hello, T and everyone. And Diane says cute, so tiny. Yeah, those little bitty pieces. They're cut from 1.5-inch strips, 1-inch finished squares is what I'm working with here. So they are tiny. Dorsey says I only see 23 thumbs up. Come on, people. Debbie is here also. Says hello, T and everyone. Hello, Debbie. And let's see. I think that's it. Everybody else is saying hi to somebody else. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I put my phone so I can read some of the comments? I'm not going to be able to see them all. But if I could see some of the comments. I'm trying to figure out. This is too big for this one. Let's see. See if I can use two different systems. So I can use part of one where the cord is and the other part to prop it up. Gotta be creative, right? Let's see. Tom Eckery came in, says, hey, T and Teaquilters, hit that thumbs up for Miss T. Hi, Tom. Welcome. Trying to make sure I get everybody. Remo JS came in, says, good evening, Miss T. And hold on. Good evening, Miss T and Quilters. Hello to you as well. I just realized I gotta actually design a shirt. I gotta design your Ohio shirt for you. I'm hoping that I will do that tomorrow. But then I can get your shirts in the mail next week. But I'll be sending you an email letting you know when that happens too. Sue is here, says, hit the like, hello, and here's to you, T. Hi, Sue. Robin Boyd's also here, says hello, T and everyone. Hey, Robin, welcome. Let's see. Darlene says that's about the right size for the Bonnie Hunter quilt, 1.5 inch. And Tiffany is over here. Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany also was notifying me through Messenger, but I definitely didn't hear that. Like I said, I had just got out of I took a bath. I was in there. I like taking baths sometimes because I can go in and watch a video or two or listen to some music or read a book. So I was in there just chilling. And then I got out the tub and the phone's lit up. But Diane actually called. So that's who got me on the phone. But thank you, Tiffany, also for notifying me what was going on. Ella Odom's here, says good evening, Miss T and Teaquilters. And Linda Griffin just came in, says hi, T and everyone. So I got some of these where I've already sewn them together. So I started sewing some pieces because I haven't been sewing a whole lot. And I came in and said, you got to do some sewing, get caught up. Otherwise, I'm going to be working on this project forever. And so now I've got other blocks. I need 24 like this. Trying to make sure you all see them. So I need 24 like that. Inga says, hello from Virginia Beach. Hello, welcome. And Linda Griffith also is talking to Darlene. Vivian Calvi just came in, says hi, T and everyone from Savannah, Georgia. Hello, hello. And Leetta Bryan as well says hello, T and Teaquilters. Hello to you, Leetta. So I did not oil my machine. So we're going to see how loud it is today. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I'm sure it's going to be bad. I I, 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 cleaned and oiled it last night. And I haven't sewed. I sewed just to see, make sure it was sewing before I go live. I always sew one. So this is what I sewed last night and then just cut it off. But that's all I have. I haven't done any oiling today. Sin says, be right back. Have to change my device. Kevin says, oh, thanks so much for the soap. It's beyond delightful to Vivian Calvi. Hopefully she saw that. Because I got the end of the card flipped up, it's kind of right at the bottom of my screen. So I'm gonna do I'm mostly gonna be sewing and chatting with you guys. So if you got any questions or if you want to share what project you're working on tonight, hopefully you're sewing something as well, you can share it in the comment box. Also remember that if you're on Roku TV and you're subscribing, you're not really subscribing to Teaquilts. You're subscribing so that Roku will put that into your favorites. But if you want to actually subscribe to the channel, you need to be on an actual device. Cell phone, tablet, laptop, or desktop. A lot of people say they don't get their notifications. You got to make sure you're on the right place too. And then sometimes it is YouTube failing to give notifications. But if you're subscribing on a television, you're definitely not going to get notifications. We got Amelia Rubio. Says, hello, Miss T and everyone from Texas. Hi, Ruby. Welcome. Kevin saying, aloha, Nadine. I don't know if I missed somebody coming in. If I did, sorry about that. Darcy says, I was doing a lot of sewing today. I had to get my son out of bed so he could bring me to Joann's to get more thread. Yeah, that's one of those things, like for piecing, that I probably would never run out of. If nothing else, since I do mostly scrappy quilts, I can revert to my color thread as well. So that's a good thing. I don't miss, I will never run out of thread. I'll start using anything. May not be my favorite thread, but I got some thread. Mary Cohen's here says, hello from Kansas. Hi, Mary, and welcome. Bonita says, catching up on work in progress. Linda Griffin says, I'm working on, Nubla blocks, all with Tula pink fabrics. Okay, so that's what I missed. Tiffany, that big quilt on the frame at Kim. June Hansen says, I'm here. I'm wrapping gifts for my granddaughter's. Her birthday is tomorrow. Well, happy birthday to her. That's awesome. Let us know her name, June, and what age she's going to be turning. Jackie K says, I'm pressing. Just finished my glorious and free leaf flimsy for my bed. Now, that's a good accomplishment. Finishing a bed quilt. So, I'm having like some issues with some of my pieces being a little short, but I'm using my advanced sewing skills and knowing how to maneuver the pieces so that I still get my 1/4 inch seam. I line them up, and I might have like a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch that I've got to account for in the seam. So it's been working so far, so I'm just going to keep doing it. But I definitely didn't want to throw this project in the trash since she had everything already pre-cut. Cutting's half the battle, right? Jackie Cabins also says, thanks so much for the scissor holder. Says he loved it. I got 2 quilts ready to tie. That's from Kim. And Mary is saying hi back to everyone. Got a lot of people saying hi to her. Vivian Calvi is saying hi to you and everyone. Claudette says, I got a friend Laker quilt on the machine. Now that's awesome too. That's pretty. Lakers used to be my team when I was a teenager, only because I like the colors purple and yellow, purple and gold together. And then they played good too, so I even bought the Lakers short set and everything. Vanessa Brown here says, hi TNT Quilters. I just took a class today with Miss Betty Ford Smith on making a pine cone quilt. That's pretty cool. June Hansen says her name is Elsie and she will be 3. So happy birthday, Elsie. Happy 3rd birthday to you. Thanks, June. Jackie says, Kevin, you are quite welcome. Just a little thank you. Kelly A says, probably won't be in the chat the full time tonight. Got first dose yesterday and didn't sleep well last night. I want to be sewing, but I'm so lethargic. I'm just sitting here like a bump on a log. Yeah, I got my first dose a couple weeks ago. And the funny thing is, my husband and I got it both on the same day. And neither one of us felt sleepy. We both had, our arm muscle was stiff and hurting. Mine's more so than my husband's. And next thing we knew, we were both knocked out. It was about 4 or 5 o'clock the last time I saw what time it was. We both waking up about 9 p.m. So, I don't know. Maybe I was tired. Maybe it was the shot. I don't know. But it was just funny that we both fell asleep and neither one of us thought we were going to go to sleep. Billy Weatherreed says, I had a visit from my daughter and her family today. Didn't get much done. That's fun still. We got to get back used to visiting people now when we get these vaccines, and still wear your mask. She says, Tiffany says, I am ripping out a row on a king quilt that I have on the frame. Wow. And I've been there, done that, and I still got one, a little bitty one that I'm ignoring because it's just not a priority because I'm like later for you. So yeah, I hate ripping machine quilting because it don't take you any time to get those stitches in there, and it take you 4 times as long to take them out. It is not fun. Betsy says, I sewed binding on 2 quilts and started to hand sew the binding down. My finger is hurting somehow. I have misplaced my 2 thimbles. Oh my gosh. Yep, that is bad when you can't get your thimbles, and I use a thimble to sew binding. Seems like you've got a Joann's trip in your schedule. June says that was my high school colors. I guess the purple and gold. Darcy says, oh, 3. They say terrible 2s, but it's the 3s that are dangerous. seeing Forrest is back under a new sign in. And she says, I'm back. Took longer than I thought. Had to settle my high maintenance kitty first. Deborah Quilts, what are you working on? We haven't heard from you yet. June says, I got an injection in my 2 nerves in my lower back. Have to use a cane to walk, but strength will come back. Praying for you to June, hoping it's going to feel better in the next day or so. And be careful walking around as well with the cane. She says, no, it's not. I am on day 3 and hardly got anywhere, it seems. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt to take stitching out. It don't take any time to put them in there. And it, like she said, it's 1 row on a king quilt. And it may as well be 30 quilts when you're doing it. It is not a fun job. Especially if you're doing intricate detail quilting, if it's not just big loopy stuff, you know. It's a lot of stitching. Beth says, no, it's when it gets into the teens that it gets chaotic. They're talking about children's ages. So Joan Elkins came in, says, hi, Tina, everyone. Sending big hugs to all. Hi, Joan. Welcome. Oh, Deborah says, I'm wrapping fabric. Closet almost done. So she's almost done with the 1 closet where she keeps her fabric. She just converted to wrapping her fabric on the collector's magazine cardstock. So she's almost done with the closet. That's cool. I said she's quiet. I knew she was doing something. She doesn't talk a whole lot in chat, but I hadn't seen what she was working on. I know she's working on something. Okay. Okay, so I've got all of those 24 ran through. I'm just gonna snip them apart. I'm not gonna press them open right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and start working on the next set of 9 patches I need. I've done all of my strip piecing and I've already cut the pieces into sections. I did that so it wouldn't be tedious work up here in front of the camera. I could just kind of sew and go. You know, I don't have to stop to do a whole lot of cutting of strips, which this space is not big enough to do anyway. It was a lot faster and quicker when I can do things on my long arm frame. I use the back of my long arm frame to cut most of my stuff. So we'll just sit those to the side. Let me see what's on my... And see, here is some of the extra pieces from when I did some of the strips. So I was making various strip sets and then cut those into 1.5 inch pieces. And so all of these are going to go from my next set of 24 9 patches here. And then this one starts with the orange up at the top too. Let's see if I missed anything here. Billy says, I had to rip out half of a king for my sister. She was just going to toss it. Gave her a hug and told her I would do it for her. Yes, Kevin was a godsend because he took the stitches out of a quilt for me. It was like 3 or 4 rows on a queen quilt. It was That quilt's either 96 or 100 inches wide. I can't remember what I made it now. But he took out a lot of stitches, and it took him weeks. So, yeah, you are a great friend. I can understand what you did for your sister, because I appreciate Kevin doing it for me. Deborah says, wrapped over 500 pieces of fabric in one closet. Yes. Cian wants to send you her closet, Deborah. June says she is using chairs to get on top of cabinets now, so we really have to watch her with climbing. Teresa Louise, I quilt too. Hi, Teresa. She says, hello, friends. Darcy says, ripping can be a pain, but I decided if I don't screw up at least once, I probably missed my mistake. And Jackie says that she's spooling. I don't see it spooling on my phone, which is where it would normally hit first. So hopefully everything will continue working correctly. Just get some pieces up here on my sewing area. I forget I'm doing these pieces a little different here. They're the opposite of what I just sewed with the pink. Now I'm working with the orange. So I just work with pink blocks. So this top fabric now is my orange print. Sharon Lewis says, hi, T and quilters from Washington, D.C. Just finished sewing 36 blocks together for a 4-piece disappearing pattern. Now I am trying to think of something different for the borders. Well, have fun. Thanks for sharing with us. And Don Cunningham just came in, says, hey, hi, T and everyone. Hi, Don. Yeah, green's always up. I moved it when I showed it to you guys. Gotta remember on this one, green is up. Joan says I was spooling and had to reload. Okay. And Diane talking about speaking of ripping, I am too. Good for you, Diane, messing with me. She gets a kick out of when I have to rip. Kim Burrs is also reminding people to hit that thumbs up. Everyone share, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you get notifications. Thank you, Kim. I'm all ready for bed. I got just a t-shirt on top that I'm going to take off when it's time to go to bed, and pajamas on the bottom. Business at the top, party at the bottom, right? Sarah Haggerty is here. She says, hello, everyone. I'm working on my first quilt, a herringbone brick pattern. I want to say block. She says it's coming out great. I'm so excited. Well, congratulations to you. Also, welcome to the channel, and thanks for commenting in the chat box. Appreciate it. Don says, what are you working on? Sorry I'm late. I'm working on a Begone surround, and I'm making little 9 patches. I'm making a unit. I'm working in sections. So this is the unit that I'm working on. I needed 24 with this pinky orange. It's kind of more pinky fabric. And now I need to make 24 like that with this orange fabric. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on different parts of the same quilt top I've been working on for like 3 weeks now, I think. Well, I do sew a little bit off camera just to get caught up on a section or to start a section that I think it's going to be really long. So I went ahead and started making these 9 patches. I need a total of 68 different 9 patches. So I wanted to get a head start. So I started ahead of time this time. And I'm not really doing a sew along on this. I'm just sewing and chatting. So that's why I'm not really giving any instructions, because this is a pattern that's in a book, Material Obsession 2. And the name of this pattern is, I think you can even buy the pattern separately. She's in Australia. Charlotte Sometimes is the name of the pattern. A lot of people are telling Sarah congratulations on her first quilt. Damali says, I'm visiting my sister in North Carolina and no sewing tonight. When she comes back to my home, we'll sew something. And Sarah is also thanking everyone. That's nice. And Dee Dee says, I'm working on 3 at once. A scrap quilt, a king-size eclipse quilt for my future granddaughter-in-law. Any color is fine as long as it's all purple and improv. House a mess, no time to clean. And that's what I've been doing today, is trying to clean. My bedroom was ridiculous. So I've been washing. I got everything washed. Going and vacuuming around all the baseboards, stuff like that. So I didn't quite get finished because I'm doing everything. I'm doing all the in-depth cleaning, going through stuff, throwing stuff away I no longer want or need in the, so I'm purging in there as well. I said, what is wrong with you? I just tear the whole house up cleaning. I get tired of one room, I go clean in another. Just ridiculous. So now I'm in the bedroom. I'm about halfway done with what I want to do. I was also, my bedroom tends to collect a lot of my sewing stuff because I read in there before I go to bed. And then crossword books. So I'm like going through there, going through stuff, throwing away old books that are filled. Putting up quilt books where they belong, magazines where they belong. So yeah, it was a hot mess. I said, you got all this paper got to get out of here. So I got rid of a lot of paper today. And then I did the other half of the room isn't bad. It's just my laundry I need to do. So I started washing clothes, so I just got the laundry sorted on the other half, so I couldn't vacuum that side. So that's tomorrow. I got about half the clothes, more than half, because I even washed the bed sheets and stuff. So I'm more than half done. So tomorrow should finish it off. Get the rest of the clothes washed. Hopefully. My problem is I have a very short attention span. I like doing different stuff. Lizette says, I'm scoring up units I had to rip this afternoon. Oh my gosh. I'm also, one other thing I did too is I'm planning So Busy's, this my small guild that meets in each other's home each month. We have not met in over a year. We did not go on a retreat last year, and we have decided that since everybody will be vaccinated by then, by the end of May, that we're going to go ahead and have our retreat. So we're planning to have our retreat, and we're still going to wear masks, and we're still going to have hand sanitizer and all of that kind of stuff. So hopefully everything goes well with that. But it's one day we got 7 people going, and then the next 2 days we have 10 people. So that's going to be Memorial Day weekend. So that's going to be fun. Do something quilting related. We're going to a new facility, so this is going to also be interesting. See how that plays out. I think I got 3 more maybe for my pairs, and I still have to add another 3rd piece on, but I think we're almost to the bottom. Let's see. I think I got 1 more after the one in my hand, if nothing is stuck to that one. So right here. Welcome to anybody that's coming into the room. I'll be looking at the chat in a bit. Get these cut apart. And my screen is just rolling up, so I can't see anything. So I'll try to scroll back in just a second. Let me get the rest of these. All right, let's see. Who else has come in? Sarah says, my bedroom is a sewing room with a twin bed in the corner. Hey, we got to do what we got to do. That is fine. If you can make a quilt in there, it is absolutely fine. Mary says, I'm working on recovering my son's kitchen chairs. Not exactly quilting, but at least it involves some sewing. And it's fabric related, so it counts. Kelly says, I just looked up pineconequilts.com. I'm in shock. Wow. How was the class? Lisa says, my sewing room is in my bedroom too. Fabric taking over. Miss T, she says, hi Miss T and everyone. Hey Lisa. And Sin says hers is in her bedroom too. Need another bed in this tiny house, so now I can sew till I drop and it'll be soft landing. Laughing out loud. You got that right. Darcy says, when I was going to Joann's today, my husband looks at me and says, you're covered in thread and stuff. I looked at him and said, I'm going to the craft store. It doesn't matter what I look like. Right. They know you're at home working. I'm at the post office with strings hanging off of me, so it's not too bad. Jackie says, I finally got my shot on Thursday. Thank God there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, because Canada keeps going in and out of lockdown too. I think we still just have maximums on how many can be in particular buildings, like restaurants and bars and gym and stuff like that, but people are everywhere else. It seems like everything is open though. June says, I had to clean my shelf. It just had a super mess. Had to get these things that hold books, but I need a few more. But it looks good so far. Yes, just cleaning a little bit helps your mind, and you just keep going to that one clean spot and forget everything else, right? 15 minutes is better than no minutes. Robin says, I have half of the Cleopatra fan blocks done, half of 25 Cleopatra blocks done. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing that. I still need to figure out a border for my Cleopatra, and every time I think of a border, I'm somewhere away from home, and then when I get home, I can't remember what border I want to put on the Cleopatra quilt. Just, you know, bizarre. 40,000 stitches of heavy quilting to pick out still. That's Tiffany saying she broke a pick or something that she was using to pick out her ripping. And Diane was saying my bed would be covered in projects. Hey, my whole house is covered in projects right now. I got my projects, and then when my projects were pretty well contained, and then I went and got Diana's projects, and I still haven't figured out where all of them are going. I've been sorting through everything, trying to put light blocks or similar things together or projects together. What you all can't see, you see this right here, and I have another one that's right here. So that's 2 storage shelves. Well, I went and bought 2 more, and they stack on top of each other. So I put 2 more up there because I had containers that were just sitting on top of each other on top of this shelf. And then when I want to go in and get a project, I didn't want to pull. It's always the one on the bottom is the one that you need, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. And so these shelves make it so I can pull out the bottom one. These are art bin containers, and this art bin cubes storage for the art bin containers, and you can put doubles, singles, or those really thick ones in here, because they got one that's smaller than this. So this is the regular size. They have a small, and then they have a double. But you can put 4 of that size in there, or you can put 8 of the small ones. And the small ones people mostly use for thread and stuff like that. So I got that section over here organized. I feel a whole lot better. My next step is I need to go into each one of these, because some of these I have worked on the projects, but the labels are wrong now because they've been in here since my daughter moved out. My projects over here, so I need to now go back through them and get my label maker and put the right labels on them and update them. But I'm trying to see if I'm going to incorporate anything from my friend stuff into these, so I'm kind of waiting still to do the labels. But you just do one part, that's all you can do sometimes. You know, you get one thing organized and you say that's enough for right now, and now I can go sell or do something else. That's how it kind of works. So ladies, we are quilters, and we are known by our threads. Got that right. Shayna Crossy or Crucy, I don't know if you says Crossy or Crucy. I got a friend that says Crucy. Says thank you for the hello, Kim. My sewing room is a nice sized bedroom upstairs. Just cleaned and organized it today, and she's tired. Yes. Margaret Hassler is here, says, hello everyone, was shopping at So Yeah, hope everyone is well. If you're talking to somebody else, I tend to skip those comments. Don says, I finished quilting my Cleo quilt, need to make a label and bind. Now that's awesome. Ahead of the game. June says, I cleaned until I had to go to the hospital, so now I have to get better so I can finish. Yeah, and that's always good too, when you know you're not going to be able to clean for a while, to at least clean the area you use the most or sit in the most beforehand. That's pretty cool. Vanessa's talking to Kelly. Suzette says, hard to file post office claim. Oh, had to file a post office claim. She sent sister a quilt and box was empty. So upsetting, but we will get over it. Now that is horrible. And I hope you sent it where you should have been able to send that priority. Normally they don't mess with priority mail too much. So that's kind of strange. So I want to know how they're going to handle that. So please update us on that, because they're going to mark it as being delivered, but the box is empty. So that's pretty interesting. Robin says, Don, send a picture on T website. I don't know what she's sending a picture of you all talking to each other, so I've been skipping stuff, but I sure will look at a picture. Janice Miller says, my husband had gone to the gym, noticed that he had thread on his workout pants. Oh, well. Right. Now, I don't think I've ever seen my husband out in thread, so he stays pretty clean of them. But me, not so much. It seems like all the material I wear just thread catchers anyway. So, and Diane is saying, hopefully they will find your quilt. Yes, I'm interested in seeing how this one plays out. Do the quilts have batting, Vanessa? I can't imagine how many yards of fabric go to the top, but it had to weigh at least 20 pounds. Quilts, you'd be surprised. They don't weigh that much. Depending on if you're putting a heavy batting in them, yeah. Because as Dee Dee know, I can put some quilts in some small boxes and send them back to you. So sometimes when you have boxes, depending on how you're shipping, they charge by the size of the box. So I've been able to put some quilts back into a medium or a large, flat rate box to make it cheap as possible too. But it just depends on the box. And Suzette says that they did send priority, so that's pretty cool. Margaret says, do you sew along? Sometimes I do sew along, but right now I'm just doing a sew and chat. I've done a few sew alongs during 2020. We did the Cleopatra's fan was our last one. I also did a string quilt last year and a pineapple quilt. So I did 3 of them last year. I'm just sewing projects this year because I was so boggled down with doing sew-alongs that I wasn't getting what I needed to get done. And this is a 4-purchase pattern, so I couldn't do a sew-along with a 4-purchase pattern. So it's some things that I'm going to be working on that I can't share actual cutting and stuff like that, what size I'm cutting. But I do sometimes do sew-alongs. And Suzette says she will keep us all updated, and thanks. And I appreciate that because I'm interested in seeing how they handle it. Dee Dee says, never label a box quilt. Label with fabric, people steal quilts. Yes, and I always do that too. I never mark that it's a quilt. And I think when you mail out stuff for priority, they don't even ask you what it is. They only ask you what it is if it's going international because they want to know whether or not to put customs charge on it or not. So, yeah, but I would never label anything an actual quilt. And I think when you go to UPS, they might ask you what's in the box. I think UPS is different. But for the post office, they don't ask you for regular priority mail what's in the box. It's just automatically insured for $200 unless you increase the insurance on it. If it's not thread, it's dog slobber. That's Diane. Sarah says, so yes, auctions got me in trouble. Got to slow down my fabric shopping for a bit. Darcy's reminding people to thumbs up if you haven't yet and subscribe. Thank you. Rose Swalls is saying hi to people. Diane says, FYI, Great Danes slobber more than Mastiffs. Angela Stringer's here. Hey, Angela. She says, hey, tea and quilters. Life has been giving me lemons lately, but God had plenty of sugar. What a blessing. Yes. I always got to see the positive of everything you're in, no matter how bad it is, because you could be the final straw, which is death. You could not be here at all. So I always try to keep that in perspective, that no matter where I am, at least I'm still breathing, you know. So it keeps me going and keeps me motivated to whatever's trying to knock me out. I'm not going to let it win. So Chip says, I will be starting my first sew along soon. Just simple, but will be fun. Damali J say, this is a good reason to sign, make a label in our work. Dolores Felt says, hi T and Quilters, I'm late, but I'm here. Received my blocks on Thursday and so excited to put them together into a quilt. So thank you, Dolores. Also, if anybody wants to share what you do with your blocks in the Teaquilts Facebook group, would be more than welcome to. We'd love to see them. I still haven't done anything with last year's blocks. And Darcy says, Angela, may God bless you. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna, I gotta press these open, and right now I'm just going to use my I'm gonna just use my wood press, and then when I'm finished adding all of them on here, then I'll press with a heated iron. It just saves me a little quick step. And I don't have to burn my fingers yet with these little bitty pieces. My niece thinks I have a quilt store. I call it my happy place. Yeah, I could open up a whole business just with the stuff in this house. It's ridiculous. I will be... Oh, it will be announced tomorrow. That's from Tiffany. So that's cool. She says, L, the post office asked me if there was anything in there that was chemicals or something, or fragile liquids or perishables. I hear it every time. Is there anything fragile, liquid, or perishable? Kelly says to Angela, glad you could join us tonight. I know this channel is my blessing, is on my blessing list. Hopefully it will add a bit of sugar to your lemony day too. Jackie says, I put the label information under the label in permanent pen so that if they take the label off, the info is still there. I also put my label into a corner before I do the binding too, so at least it's sewed in, so if a non-sewer has the quilt, they wouldn't know how to finish it if they take it out. So that helps too, but writing underneath is a great idea. I gave the lady that retired at the post office, my main postal worker, who helped me learn a lot about the postal system. She finally retired. She couldn't take it anymore, all the shenanigans that were going on in the post office. So I made her a quilt. It's just a crazy quilt. I'm always having crumb blocks or crazy blocks that I'm making. Sometimes I'm just chain piecing with them, and I put it together into a quilt top, and she just loves it. All kinds of colors. Tiffany says, I'm a corner label person too, so it's sewn in. Yep. I don't ever put it on after I've done all the binding, and my quilts will be still UF works in progress or UFOs because I haven't made the label. That's what I've got with quilts now. I haven't done the binding because I haven't done any embroidery to make the labels. So, yep, I understand. Like, that label is not going in where it can just be easily pulled out. And Sin says to Jackie K that that's a good idea too. Awesome idea from June. Don says some of the really fancy quilts put microchips in their quilt. Yeah, and I've learned that from paper piecing, that you could put different stuff in your quilt. You could even put a voice message in your quilt. I don't know how well that works when they wash them though. Shayna says postal friends are the MVPs. Yep, I've had, when you get a good one, I seem like now everybody in the post office, since she's left, is one that's really good still, but she is so slow because she'll start talking about stuff that's totally off topic with people. And then the other 2 or 3 ladies they have up there off and on, they act like they got attitudes. Like they don't really want to be at their job. And I'm like, if you don't want to be here, just stay at home, but then don't expect a paycheck, you know? People want a paycheck, but they don't want to do any work. It's like, you signed up for this job. If you don't like talking to people, this is not the job for you. Even talk to seniors all crazy. It's like, what is wrong with you? I had one of them trying to talk to me. She was trying to like skip over me. I'm asking her a question and she didn't like my question. And so she was trying to skip over me. I said, lady, I don't know who you think I am, but you can't talk to me any kind of way. I had to stop her. Just because she don't know how to do her job. So, you know, it just depends on who you get. And I got 3 family members that work for the post office. So, I do understand it's a hard job. I do know that, you know, customers can act up too. But, you know, you got to do something. You got to survive. So, you got to just figure out how to deal with it. You can't have high stress every day at your job. You got to figure out how to get through, how to survive. Eric Oda came in. Hey, Eric. Okay, what is she complaining about tonight? What are you talking about? I'm praising some postal workers and telling some others they may need to find another job. Somebody's actual quilt that they sent to their sister was stolen, Eric. That's what we got, why we got on that topic. A quilt was stolen, sent through post office. The teacher in my class today told of how the people in Cuba spent money and sent money and jewels to the States in their quilts. Okay. My friend Deborah Quilt's in here. She's still probably wrapping her last bolts or whatever. She would put $1 in every quilt under the label. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if she still does that, but she used to do that. Put $1 under every quilt. Angela says 1 3-year-old niece made everybody stay away from her quilt. Secret Service protection. Tiffany says, okay, break time. Yep. When you got to take some breaks. And Diane says, I love working retail. Yeah, you've got to be a people person when you're having to deal with people. Every transaction you do is based on you working with people. Anything where you're at a counter greeting people. You got to be a people person and know how to ignore stuff, not take it personal. So I worked retail a lot. I worked at White Castle for 3.5 years as a teenager, and then I needed some money. So I worked part-time at Kmart during the holiday season one year when I was going to school. I needed money to pay for my classes. So, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, but you got to have patience and long suffering, a whole lot of long suffering. But at the end of the day, remember that you get to go home and it's not your responsibility to fix anything like that. What they're complaining about, it's above your head. So, it's no big deal. So Becca says, you still ripping those stitches. Angela says, talking to Eric, great. Praise the postal workers. Are those two words that actually go together? If you have good ones, I have 2 good ones. One just retired. So yes, praise postal workers. The good ones. So back to my White Castle. Yeah, I was just telling, I don't know who I was talking to. Maybe it was my husband. I don't think it was Kevin. And I was telling him that when I worked at White Castle, I would come home and my family would be like, ooh, go take a bath. You stink. And I couldn't smell it. I had got immune to the onion smell. And once I quit working there, I didn't eat White Castle for like 2 years because I had eaten it so much when I was working there, because you couldn't bring other food into the establishment. So for lunch, you ate White Castle during your break for dinner. And I walked into that door. I opened that door up like after 2 years of not being in that store. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I was smelling like this. And it would be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I got off. And I wouldn't take a shower until it was bedtime. And it's like, oh my God, I bet I just drove my family nuts. I couldn't smell it. That is funny. Oh, they don't have White Castles on the West Coast. Okay. Deborah Quilt says, I still do, depending on the quilt and who it's gifted to. Okay. That's about the putting $1 under the labels. I'm behind in the comments, guys, so I'm reading just a little bit behind you all. And they don't have them in DC either, but they have Out Burger. But we have a buttload of In-N-Out Burger. Okay, sorry about that. In-N-Out Burger. Listen carefully and answer gently. So Becca says, that smell gets soaked into everything, laughing out loud. Yep, including your guts. T went nose blind. Got that right. But you know, when you're used to having a smell, you just don't even realize that it's an odor. You don't even know. And I never, even when I was told that, I was working the cash register. I wasn't even cooking. So when I worked the grill, I knew when I would go home and take a bath. But I didn't think it was that bad if you didn't work the grill. Just being in the place, I'm like, oh my God. Did they have a grease trap? That's one of the thing. That's one thing you never go nose blind on. No, burgers are not actually cooked in grease at White Castle. They're actually cooked in a layer of onions that have been soaked in water. So they're cooked different than other places. Now, we did have grease for the fryer, and that thing got cleaned out 3 times a day, and then the oil got replaced every other day. But you're talking about, I don't know, like at least 5 gallons of oil. Kelly says that's advice applies to most of life at Diane. My late husband worked at Banquet Foods in the plant where they did the fried chicken and all the pies. He usually smelled like dessert. Yeah, I like my sister when she cooks. Sometimes she sell plates. And she cooks and you walk up to her and you just smell like you want to just eat her. She smells so good. Rhonda Barlow is here saying hello, T and everyone. Let's remember to hit the thumbs up. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome. And what time is it? It's 10:10 looks like now. So that's pretty cool. Time's doing good. I'm just trying to get through these last 9 patches. I'm actually pretty caught up in the chat, which is amazing for me. Darcy says, after a while, you do get immune to smells. It's weird. I sometimes wonder what my house really smells like. Now, that's different for me because if gas, like my husband sometimes will accidentally hit the stove gas button because of where it's located. It's in a dumb location. It's right around, my stove is like right on the edge of a hall. When you turn the corner, the stove is right there. So it's in a weird position. And so every once in a while you can bump into the stove and cut a knob on, and I can smell gas, so I ain't immune to that. Okay, we got 3 more to do here on this part. Tiffany says she works at the manager at Arby's as a teenager. OMG, I ate it all the time and took the night foods home for my family. Yep. My daughter did that when she worked at Lee's. She would bring it home for the family. See, White Castle never closed, so except for Christmas Eve at 7 p.m. they would close. So other than that, there was no leftovers. So we never was able to take food home from White Castle, but my daughter sure brought that Lee's home. I worked in a livestock auction, so we won't discuss that scent. You got that right, Kim. So I got all 24 of those 9 patches sewed. They need to be pressed. That's my least favorite part when I'm piecing is pressing. I like all the other parts. I like cutting, sewing, not so much the pressing. I'd rather press with this than to press with the heated iron. That's crazy, isn't it? I guess I could press them over with the iron, and then I just lay them, just pick the iron up, put it down. Pick the iron up, put it down. I guess I could do that. Whoops. Sue says, I understand about being nose blind. I'm a dog groomer, and I don't shower until bedtime. You just get used to it. No grease trap, girl. You are lucky. When that grease trap was drained, I called in sick. We didn't have that. Kim says the born was lolly cell, so my daughter called it ooh the ollie. Kevin says I am a purgatory trying to get my studio back together. Yes. It's like once you take it out, since he had everything out, I could see him going through that, and it just takes a lot longer to get it done. And then you got to make sure where you got stuff is where you really want it too, you know. The good thing is that you worked in your studio for a while, so you kind of know what you use the most. Is your gamma back to 100%? That's from Don. Yes, I'd announced that weeks ago. I am up and running, but my machine is not running because I'm using that area to work on now. I had to get all of the orders out that I had in March and April. And now and then I had the blocks of the months. A block swap, not the blocks of the month, the block swap. I had to get that out. That was done. And then now I'm processing my orders that I got while I was doing the block swap. So I got to make some t-shirts. So I'm finna go into t-shirt modes now. So I need t-shirts made. And I just been kind of putting stuff that I can only do one of those tasks at a time because it's a lot of stuff that I do. And so I also I don't have my cameo on there, but I do weed on my long arm, and I have all the stuff that I need to make the shirts on the long arm back. So yeah, I'm always cleaning it off so that I can do another project on it. And I also had cleared it off because I was starting to work on those t-shirt quilts I gotta have done. And I got the t-shirt fronts all cut. Now I just need to set up so that I can put the interfacing on the backs. Haven't done that yet. Got the interfacing out, but I don't have it on the shirts yet. So I am working on stuff that you all don't see. This work takes a lot of time, and at some point this week I also need to do my taxes. So we'll see. It's just a lot of stuff I have to do, and it's only just me. And not only my taxes, my brother taxes and my mother taxes. So yes, I have to do it all. Got a lot. I was so glad they gave us an extension. I think I'm going to do my brother's first because his is going to be simple. I'll do his first. Got it on my bulletin board right in front of my desktop. So hoping I get that done this week and get it to him so he can get his stuff in the mail. Billy says, I work at Lance Crackers and the cookies came out of the oven on a belt. Smells so good. Yes. And Diane says, I'm not immune to natural gas either. Unbelievable what you can amass and not even know it. Okay. And so Becca worked at Taco Bell in high school. June says, oh, poor Kevin, I'd come help you. But it takes me 6 or 7 hours to get there. And I'm lame at this time. look like Kevin gonna be sending stuff all across the country at the rate we're going here. I don't know how you keep it all straight, T. Yep. It's like I have so many things going on, and then I have people sending me emails for personal stuff, which I don't mind, but it's like sometimes I think people forget that I'm just one person, so I have good intentions. It's just sometimes I can't follow through on all the individual things. I try to help as many people as I can. I remember once, and I had completely forgot about this. I didn't even follow through. I had a person that was asked me if I would answer some questions for her about lawn warming, and I said yes. And then when she sent the list, it was like too many questions, and it's like I didn't have time. And she explained it and all of that, but it was like I just didn't have time to answer. She was actually doing some kind of a survey, and she was writing a paper or a book or something. And it would have been nice to be a part of that, but at the time that she was wanting it and needing it was the time that you all were giving me all the orders through, last year doing COVID and stuff. So it just didn't work out. And sometimes, you know, when I'm getting hundreds of emails, then that email gets lost in the pile. So you mean well, but you just can't follow through on everything when you work solo by yourself and don't have anybody else to help. I'm pretty organized myself, but I do need somebody that will tell me, okay, you need to do this right now. And I tend to keep up with most of the stuff. But, you know, the stuff where it's like that extra, what they say, that extra 5% of your job, that's the kind of stuff that just don't get done sometimes. I just can't. I'm all burnt out. And even on days when I decide I can't take it anymore, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. I'm not going to take my nothing time to go do something that's not critical. I guess I should say that. But I do try to answer if it's a quick response I can give you. And most of my responses are very brief because I'm so busy. It's not that I'm not wanting to chat or talk, but most of my responses, as most of the people that email me know, they're pretty brief. I don't really go into a whole lot of ad-libbing because that's just one email I'm responding to. I'm just going to guess and say I probably get like 300 emails a day between sign up things that I'm like purchasing things where you get on the sewing list, like Quilting a Day, they send an email every day. Missouri Star sends an email every day. By the time I'm done, I have over 300 emails in a day. By the time I add all of those emails with all of my requests and all of the things that I'm signed up for and all the things that I'm coordinating. So yeah, it's a lot. So Jackie says my swap blocks are stuck in customs right now. Looking forward to getting them. Well, that was fast that they got to that point. That's pretty fast. So hopefully they will get there soon. Margaret says still looking for help to organize my sewing room. Have 2 knee prostheses, so can't climb or kneel. Oh, wow. And you need to make sure that your stuff is stored differently, too. So that all needs to come into play. So, and Eric's talking about, ooh, taxes. Yes, you know. Still haven't done the taxes, T. It's been weeks you've been saying that. Yep. Haven't done it. Well, to talk about a good scent, spearmint and eucalyptus. I got foot cream for dry feet, and it smells beautiful, so relaxing. That's from Darcy. Darlene says, I haven't done my taxes either. I hope our state has extensions, too. I didn't even care about the state. I don't owe the state because I take state taxes out of my payroll check, and they always send us a refund, so I'm not even worried about them. It only matters if you owe. So if you owe, then it's totally different than if you don't owe. If you don't owe, you actually got 3 years to file your taxes. And Diane talking about, oh girl, you better get them taxes done. Okay, I'm renting a van and driving cross country to New York. Who's coming with me? You're going to be in that van a long time, sir. Taxes done and changed received. Kevin says, wish you were closer, Margaret. I would help. Pick me up on the way. Eric, that's Tiffany. Me too, Kevin says. June says, I got my taxes done in February, otherwise I'd forget. I'm normally one of those people that have them done early. I know my brother can't believe his taxes are not done. This is the first time. I've been super busy. I haven't had time. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to blank off a day and everything's just gonna get pushed behind. It's just gonna have to happen. June says, I got my taxes done in February. Oh, I read that one. Maybe we should rent a bus. That's Eric. That's where I got it. I got the plug-in air freshener too. Whoops. Bless you. I'm trying to get down to the bottom. You need to hire yourself an assistant, T. Yeah, but I need money to pay them. The thing with my job or my business is that it's not consistent. So, like I make myself take off December, and then January I stop working like mid-December. I'd say like 15th, 16th, somewhere there, depending on how the date falls in the month. I stop working in December, and then I keep doing videos, and then I don't do any videos I don't do the Saturday videos in January. And I don't upload or edit any videos. I don't do any long arm quilting in January. So I give myself a break there. But then that month, I'm busy calibrating my business, getting stuff in order. And this time we had the block swaps that were due earlier. So I was organizing for that. People signing up, people sending blocks, making the list of the people that were sending blocks. So I have everything ready when it was time for me to ship them back out. It's like I'm doing business things that you all don't get to see in January, and so I was all busy with that. And then stuff just picked up again. Kevin and I go on a shop hop, and then what do? I start selling stuff again. And so I wasn't intending for that to happen, and that's where my time got away from me. Was I've been doing a whole lot of purchasing and packaging and you know, and I'm by myself. I do all of this stuff by myself, and then I'm talking to people, businesses that I order supplies from, and trying to develop a good rapport with those companies. And I appreciate them working with a small business, because a lot of the businesses won't work with me because I don't order enough product. But so I appreciate the ones that do work with me. So it's just a lot going on. I'm trying to get to the bottom. I'm just going to skip to the bottom. Before I forget, second Zoom chat tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Central Standard Time is 8 p.m. actually. 8 p.m. Central Standard and 9 p.m. Eastern. So Zoom info in the Teaquilts Facebook group. Thanks, Eric. I can't join because I have no camera. That's Vicky Lemire. Setting GPS to Vicky Lemire. I don't know what that means. Tiffany's giving you all the link to join the Teaquilts Facebook group so you can get the Zoom information. If your computer has a microphone, you can still join in. You'd be able to see everyone, and we'd be able to hear you even though we couldn't see you. That's from Kelly. You need someone who will work for fat quarters. And then that's the other thing too. You're probably right. I need somebody that's a quilter, but then most quilters know the value of what they're doing, and so they're gonna want to be paid. And yeah, you got that right. I do. I need somebody that understands quilting to help me, because I can't have a person that doesn't understand quilting help me. If I told somebody to, get a strip stick or get this or get that, and they'd be like, what's that? Can you get me mail me one of these wood press? And they'd be like, what's that? It's so much, and so I have to train them And I have time to do that? I need to make time. I don't have anybody in my family that will do it though. Yeah. And you are long arm quilting for us. Yeah, I don't even mind the long arm quilting. It's just that I tend to work in batches. So when I'm long arm quilting, I quilt everything that needs to be quilted immediately, and then I get all of that stuff done. And then when I need to make t-shirts, I just tell people that order t-shirts that are custom that, you know, I will make your shirts in such and such time. I try to give them a date. It's an estimate. Yeah, so that's what I have to do. And I didn't realize that Rose had ordered a custom shirt that I thought I had it already made up, and I don't. So I got to go make that. So it's a little bit different. So I'll work on that tomorrow, now that I know I got to design the whole t-shirt. So it's stuff like that. And some stuff I can't even, if nobody knows how to make a t-shirt, so I can't like assign that to somebody else. I gotta do it. You know, most of the stuff I gotta do it because it's so specific, shall I say. You gotta have a particular skill set to do it. Someone who works for lessons. That's Diane. That's true. Eric says, I might start a side gig, accounting for quilters and creators. That'll be good too. And Sarah says, I'll work for fat quarters. I don't think you're close to me, Sarah. You could work for my stash. You know, I don't mind giving people stuff, fabric, but what I do tell people is never take my last piece of a fabric. Like, if I've got a yard of fabric, then yeah, you can cut some off, but don't take the whole yard, because I like the fabric apparently because it's still in my stash. So I'm a scrap quilter, so I don't need a whole lot of a fabric per se unless I'm using it for a border. I buy 3 yards. So I would never let somebody cut into something that's 3 yards because I know why I bought 3 yards. Most of the time I buy a yard or less. So, but if I got like a yard of fabric, I don't mind somebody cutting 10, 12 inches off of a yard or whatever on, you know, numerous pieces. But you can't take the whole piece because I bought it for a reason. I'm a scrap quilter, so I like having lots of fabrics in my quilt. But I wish I could find somebody working for fabric. Kevin says, good night for now. Teaquilters will join Zoom tomorrow. Good night. We got like a half hour left tonight. We're caught up mostly, I think. Hold on. Margaret says, how do I get a custom tee? I have a website, teaquilts.com, www.teaquilts.com, and when you scroll down, it's going to show you notions, sewing notions first, then I think the wood press items are next, and then it's going to show you t-shirts and then patterns. So you have to scroll down. What it is it's a state quilter shirt, and each of those state quilter shirts are custom. She's in a state that I didn't have. I've never sold one, I think, and so I couldn't find the file, so I got to create it. So that's the custom t-shirts, but I have all kinds of t-shirts listed there that are for sale on my website, and you can order it right on there. Let's see. This is past Kevin's bedtime. 10:30. Kelly says, maybe you could find a responsible high schooler who could at least some of the non-quilting tasks for you. Packaging runs to the post office, etc. They take a lot of time. Yes, and that's where I find I have the most loss of time, is in packaging and the post office runs. And my husband ain't even interested in doing the post office runs. He could do that, but he's not volunteering. I've asked numerous times, and I'm one of those people, I'm not going to keep asking for the same thing. He's not interested. And if somebody isn't interested in doing something, you don't want them doing it for you because they're not going to do it right. And so he does it when I have emergencies that pop up, like when I was doing Diana's sale, her estate sale. He did do one run for me, and he did that correct. But I don't want to have him do it on a daily basis if he doesn't really want to do it. Because I know I wouldn't want to work and do something that I don't want to do. So I'm not going to do that. Because I want to make sure my business is ran right too. And Sarah goes, oh, probably not. I live in California. Yes, I'm in Missouri, girl. I'm in St. Louis area. Kim says, good night, everyone. Take care and stay safe, and God bless. Good night, Kim. Thanks so much for your help in the chat tonight. Remo says, good night, everybody. She's getting ready for her dad's surgery. Good luck to you all. Praying for you all. Lisa says, good night, Miss T and everyone. Good night, Lisa. A lot of people are leaving out. Darlene says, don't forget to thumbs up, everybody. Kelly says, gotta take this exhausted body to bed. Crossing my fingers that I'm able to sleep tonight. No longer having vaccine reactions tomorrow, so I can see y'all on Zoom. Be well, everyone. Good night, Kelly. Good night, everyone. Visiting my sister's church tomorrow. Nighty night. That's Damali. Good night, Damali. Patricia Bryan says, got here late, but wanted to enjoy some tea time on my birthday today. Well, happy birthday to you, Patricia. Hope you had a good time. Says, good night to those leaving. I was ripping and didn't type that fast. That's from Tiffany, guys. Nighty night, T, and everyone stay safe. That's Sin. Good night to you as well. So yeah, let's see what other 9 patches I need to make. The other ones are a little bit complicated. Let's see. Red, orange, red. I'll make the one that's got the 5. I only need 5 of this one. So that'll be easy. So, uh-oh, I got a whole lot of selvage on this one. Look at that. I didn't see it. It was in my, I had them stacked. I'm gonna have to recut that. I don't want this to blow away with my fan. Put it in a safe spot. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Two, 3, and 4. And then put the rest of this up so it's not in the way. Let's see. Thanks, everyone. Got to go to sewing class today. Yay. That's nice. I bought a strong fishing magnet so when the roof done I can pick up nails off ground. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. A lot of people have been doing when I saw the strong magnet, people are doing magnet fishing where they're fishing like lost items out of the lakes, ponds, rivers, wherever they're fishing. A king size quilt Teresa called quarter foil. June Hansen says, happy birthday, Patricia. That was nice to go sew. Yes. I'm looking forward to getting out soon with my group of people. This right here gets turned around. Have to make sure I sew these correct. Because they could be opposites if I don't sew them correct. And we definitely don't want opposites. So So I can get these 5 done, then I'll just have 15 more to go. Maybe I'll do those doing Zoom tomorrow. We'll see. And I have my seams pressed in opposite direction. So I haven't been using pins either. Vicky says, yes, I watched the magnet fish videos. I said, it's just everything. You think nothing is out here going on, and all of a sudden you go magnet fishing. And it's interesting to see what they come up with too. Some of the stuff can be they can take it to recycling and get money on and everything, so it's pretty cool. Most roofers pick up nails with magnets. Our roof has been doing pretty good. We had a roof installed probably 20 years ago. It's been doing pretty good, knock on wood. I've been cutting. I make sure that I keep the trees that were hanging over our house. I keep those trimmed. The neighbor has 3 trees along our house line. And so I make sure that we cut the trees. So that helps. Eric says magnet fishing. That's right, up there with the metal detectors people use on the beach. Yep, looking for people's lost stuff. Oh, good night, Darlene. She says, good night, everyone. I'm tired and it's late here. These little bitty pieces, I'm so over them right now, but they are cute. I can't wait to see the whole block, though. I guess if the pieces were any larger, it would be a giant block. I haven't even counted to see what the width of it is. Let's see if I can figure it out. So 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's a 15-inch block when I get it done. So yeah, if it was bigger pieces, then the blocks would be really huge. So I can understand why the pieces are so small. And then she actually got this the facet fabric line, so I like the fabric she chose. So hopefully it'll be pretty. Got to get this one off. Press that seam. So hopefully some of you all can make it into the Zoom tomorrow. I'll try to remember to go and approve any requests to join Teaquilts. I know I saw one come up and I haven't been paying attention after that. We only got like 15 more minutes, something like that. 18 minutes. I do like that you all at least make me come into this room and sew. Even though I've been sewing on my own, it still gives me another day to come in here and sew. As I said, I'm also working on our retreat, setting up the place, sending out information about the project. And the funny thing is, we have a challenge that was due last year that we pushed to this year. And I haven't done the challenge, so I got to do something with that you all won't see either. So, before the end of May. The good thing is it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be something small. So, that's a good thing. There is no size requirement. Teresa says it's time for raspberry cheesecake. Now, you know I don't like cheesecake. My family loves it, and I do not like it. And Diane says, I'm going to try tea. My hand is cramped. I finally stopped for the night. I got some done, and I had a long day, so I'm going to relax in bed, watch CSI when this is off. Yeah, it's boring. Ripping is boring. You always got to do it with somebody. All right, so I've got 15 more to make, and I got to recut one piece off of my strip. I got extra pieces up there. But I'm not going to pull it down, so I'm going to be short one piece on the 15 because of the selvage edge. Dorsey says, you kept up good tonight, T. You didn't lose us on your phone once. Yes, and I did a phone update today too. They had another system update. I always do them, but seems like this one has fixed my problem with YouTube. So that's pretty good. Eric says, T, did you ever heat press vinyl cutouts onto the shirt with just a regular iron? We need to make some shirts, and I have a Cricut cutter, but not worth it to buy a heat press for less than 100 shirts. I used the Cricut heat press, the blue, greeny, teal one. I don't know. I know they got that red one now, and I don't know the difference between them. But they were talking about you had to apply heat pressure. At first, I was using my kitchen counter, and then it didn't work. It was coming off the shirt. And so then I put it on the floor, and then I just put my foot on top of it, and it held a little bit better. But that was just too much pressure and pushing for me. So I just went and bought a heat press. I didn't even plan to make any shirts at that time. It was just that I had bought a cutter. This press wasn't going to cut it, and so I needed a heat press. In the heat press, you can dial in your own pressure, so it's a matter of just closing it with the pressure that you need. It's a lot better to me, but I never used a regular heated iron. I tried to use the Cricut iron because it was bigger and had a bigger surface with no steam holes. So that's why I bought the Cricut iron. I don't know if the other Cricut iron is better, if it's a higher wattage or more heat or whatever. But you can look into that. But I wasn't impressed with that. I sold it to somebody that was doing t-shirts she wasn't selling them. She was just giving them out for advertisement. So I sold it to somebody else. And Eric must be hungry. Talking about cheesecake sound good right now. Burgers and cheesecake. Connie says, I just spritz my pillow with lavender. I hope to sleep well tonight. That's good. Cheesecake does sound good. That's from June. Cheesecake always sounds good to me. Okay, thanks, T. I heard others say the same thing. I don't know if it's because I have issues. I do have shoulder issues, but when it's things that I have to put a lot of pressure like strength wise into it, I just rather not do it. So maybe you might have better luck with it, but I just know it was a waste of money for me. And then when I sold it, I still was in the hole like $50 or so from buying that unit. So that's just my advice. You can also go on Amazon, maybe find a cheap heat press that you can just use for 100 t-shirts, and then you can toss it because it ain't gonna be any good anyway. But I actually bought a nice heat press from Heat Press Nation. I have a link in the description of my videos, but they do charge a little more because they have a better press. But that's all I can recommend. And I've had mine now, let's see, maybe 3 years, I'm thinking. When I started doing Teaquilts t-shirts, I think it's 3 years now. And it's worked well. I haven't had any issues. It hasn't never blown, popped any fuses, and it's never given me a burn smell. And I've used it pretty much, so I think it worked very well. Check Marketplace for a used heat press, and yeah, you can do that too. Sometimes I would do that, but when I buy off Marketplace, if I were you, I would have some vinyl, even just scraps of vinyl. You don't have to have anything cut. I would have some scraps of vinyl and an old t-shirt, and I'd want them to cut it on to make sure that it works, because when you're spending that kind of money in the Marketplace, you want to make sure that product is usable. I actually sat on the Cricut iron to put pressure. All the people that do the demos for the Cricut press, they make it look like it just works fabulous. And I got home and I couldn't do one shirt. I'm just telling you, I could not do one shirt. And I was using their practice pieces to do the shirt. So it wasn't even my cutting. It was their cutting. I used their practice piece to test their iron, and it would not stick to the shirt. So I was not impressed. I put that stuff back in the box. I was going to send it back to Amazon, and then time got away from me, and I was over the 30 days by the time I took it out to use it. And when I first decided I was ready to go, it was over 30 days. So like I said, I lost $50 on it because I had to sell it on Marketplace, just trying to get rid of it, you know. So, and then Eric talking about his butt was on fire afterwards, though. That is too funny. You know you need to quit. And Darcy go, I was going to ask Eric, but figured it would be. Lizette says, I'm cutting more strips to increase this quilt I'm working on from crib to lap size. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, the Marketplace, I have had really good luck with the Marketplace, but I always, like, I bought my Go Big on the Marketplace, and she was just bringing it to me out, meeting me out at my car. This was before, I think this was before COVID, right before COVID happened. And I was like, can we plug it in and make sure it works? And she's like, oh, sure. It's like, I don't want to leave. I think I was leaving like $400. But I had all kinds of dyes and stuff that I got with it that I ended up reselling. So my Go Big ended up being cheaper. And then I was able to keep the dyes that I had, and I sold all the dyes that I already had in my collection. So I probably ended up with that Go Big less than $200 by the time I got through. So. And it says, Tiffany's lavender spritz for sheets and pillows. I think it's just a lovely scent. I'll let you know. What is your pattern for your crib quilt, Lizette? Somebody is asking. Yeah. So we got like 8 more minutes. So I'm not going to do any more sewing. I'm just going to stop here. I got most of my 9 patches done. These units here, I got all of these done. Just need to be pressed. So these 9 patches here are going to go into this same setting. So hopefully I'll get pressing done tomorrow before the Zoom, or doing the Zoom. It doesn't matter on the Zoom because I'm not the host. So I don't have to. Now, other people are talking as well. It's not just me talking. So I can do a little bit more doing the Zoom tomorrow. But I may not stay late in the Zoom. Yeah. I find and buy so much stuff on Marketplace, but I am in a small town and it's really hard to gyp someone around here. Yeah. And Don says pretty blocks. Thank you, Don. So, yes. So, I'm actually about to yawn. I don't even yawn that often. So, that's amazing for me. I don't normally get to do that. Marketplace in LA is unreliable. Lots of fakes and crooks. Yeah, and that's why I kind of never did use Craigslist a lot, because that's kind of bad around here. But I find Marketplace, with it being Facebook being behind it, and I think a lot more people on Marketplace are more honest than it is on Craigslist for some reason. I have no idea why, but for some reason. I have only had one bad encounter where I ordered some storage containers from a guy, and I ordered like 20 of them at $5 each. And then I get home, and on the other side of the container, it says property of Walgreens, not for sale or resale. I was like, really? Oh my gosh. And I think it's those red things that I think they use to tote their medications in and out with. So I'm like, how did these people get a hold of a whole semi of these Walgreens totes? It was just weird. Wow, that cheesecake was really good. That's Teresa. I'm working on a strip joint pattern by GE Design. She's doing a sew along this month. That's nice. Amelia says, thank you for keeping me company while I sew. I always enjoy it. God bless you and have a good week. Thank you so much, Amelia. And Teresa, Tiffany is telling Teresa, you're a tease. So yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get off. I don't have anything else to add. I'm still about to yawn again. This is unusual for me. I don't normally yawn. Suzette says, thank you, T. Appreciate you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thanks for being sugar mixed in with honey on here tonight. You're welcome, Angela. Hijacked the truck or ripped off the warehouse. Something, Diane, with them things. I'm like, man, I'm sitting up here with this stuff that's illegal to have. It's like, what do I do with it? You know, it's sitting in my garage to this day. I don't know what to do with them. Okay, I got to go back to work. That's Eric. Good night, T and all. It has been fun to listen while I sew. Margaret says good night. Don says good night. Bonita says good night, everybody. And my brother says good night, sis, and everyone stay blessed and stay safe. So I'll say the same thing. Stay safe. Be blessed, everybody, and quilt out. See you all on Wednesday. Some of you all I'll see in Zoom tomorrow. Don't forget.